Hello. Hi. I am here in beautiful Bend. Happy Valentine's Day. It is that time of year. Valentine's Day for you, for me. So fun to celebrate our connection with another person. Amazing. So we're here to talk. I'm here to talk today about something that, well, a couple of things. Number one, I'm going live on the Reddit subthread called Dead Bedrooms in about 30 minutes. So if you have been wanting to ask me questions anonymously, so confidentially, so none of your friends, not your mom, your best friend, the guy you dated in high school, whatever, whoever it is that's following you out there on social media, if you want to get free of that and you want to talk to me confidentially and ask me all your questions, things that, are something you don't want them to know, this is your chance. You can go into the Reddit Dead Bedroom subthread, and I'll leave a link here in the comments. You can go there, create a little account. You don't have to divulge your identity, and then you can ask away and you'll type your question. I won't see who you are. I will answer to the best of my ability. And then, you'll know what I think about that. Yeah, so feel free, jump in there, join me on the Reddit Dead Bedroom subthread starting at 9 a.m. Pacific and going all the way to 12 noon. So I'm going to be sitting here in my office, chit-chatting with you on my computer. I'm going to put a little music on and just type away for 3 hours. 3 hours of typing away to you. I love writing, so that'll be super fun. Anyway, so that's number one. I want you to know that. So I hope you come and join me. I don't want to hang out there all by myself, like twiddling my thumbs. But the real reason that I want to talk with you today is about this book I just read over the weekend. I was visiting my wonderful grandson and family, my daughter Ray and her husband, wonderful husband, in DC this weekend because he turned 2. And I read on the plane there and back, because it's kind of a long flight, I read this book. And this book is interesting. It's written by a guy named Matthew Frey, who's a blogger. So it's a very bloggy book. It doesn't have a lot of prose. You can kind of feel the guy blogging his way through the content, which is kind of, okay. It's not overwhelming in the way it's written. It feels very accessible. And the name of the book is This Is How Your Marriage Ends. Can you see this? I don't know if you can see it. This is How Your Marriage Ends. And the subtitle is A Hopeful Approach to Saving Relationships. So this is kind of a dude book, a book written primarily for men. He kind of tries to expand the content so that it looks like it's more, kind of inclusive, but really it's about heteronormative relationships, so guy-girl relationships, mostly marriages, and he is bringing it to the men. But in my view, there's a lot of information here that would apply to both parties, whether you're in a, guy-girl thing, if you're 2 women, if you're 2 men, if you're non-binary, if you have a threesome that's going on as a throuple, whatever, it still applies. And here's the reason why. The point of the book is that it's actually the dishes. And when I say that, I mean, when you get upset with your partner because they don't do the dishes, and it becomes this perpetual kind of perennial conflict between you, like the dishes. His point, this guy, Matthew Frey, is that that's a way that you could have helped and shown your partner love just by putting he's profanity in the book, your effing dish, cup, whatever it is, spoon into the dishwasher. When you decide that, your partner's overreacting to that, then you're kind of discounting your partner's experience and that it's inconsiderate. Now, he doesn't really talk about consideration. He talks about this being a love thing, that if you think about your partner and what they really want, then you will by design, then you'll look for ways to please them. And some of these ways are regular everyday things like doing the dishes, or, thinking about the calendar, or helping with the scheduling of flights or trips that you're planning on taking, or something that's going on with your mom or his mom or her mom, whatever the situation is, that you will, with your acts and deeds on a day-to-day basis, show that you have your partner's needs in these regular things. Like, it's not about the big Valentine's Day ta-da with a gorgeous bouquet of flowers and chocolates and, a great date night. That's not what does it. His view is that it's daily things that you do or don't do that show your partner whether or not you are really there for them. And that by not doing these things, that you erode trust for your partnership. Your partner feels like, it's such a small thing that you could do for me. When you don't do that small thing, it gives me the sense that you actually don't notice me and don't care about me. I don't know how you feel about this. Some people will say things, well, it's actually not the dishes, it's something else. But his point is that the opposite. It's that it is the dishes, it is the small things. He's really in the sweat the small stuff category, right? So like when we focus on those small pieces of life, daily life, and we allow ourselves to really become kind of students of our partner. We know what their favorite soda pop, for example, is, or we know what their favorite chocolate is, or we always get their favorite bottle of rum because we know what that is if they're a drinker, or we make their favorite dish, or we decide we're going to go for a walk because they like it. It's not our favorite thing, but we don't do it begrudgingly. We're like, hey, you want to go for a walk? Because we know they love getting outside. Something like that your acts and deeds on a daily basis are what build a lifetime of love. Now, the guy is interesting because he talks about how he was raised. He was a good guy, always a great guy. When he was a kid, he went to Catholic school and in a small town, I think Ohio. He was, that guy who had tons of friends. Everybody liked him, not a deviant, so to speak. And anyway, happy, likable guy. And his basic premise, though, was that women, in his case, because remember, this is heteronormative in the way he's talking about this, women got upset over nothing and they should just chill out and kind of get over it. And that when his partner, in this case, a wife, told him that she felt really unsupported in these things, and they had a baby, and, things happened around the birth, and, he was kind of like wanted her to, I guess, not be so emotional or not have disappointing feelings about what he was doing. When that happened for him, he just blew her off, basically. Well, long story short, his wife left him. He was like, I think 30 something years old, 32, 5 years old. His wife left him, devastated him, because he felt like he loved her, but the way he was demonstrating it to her was not translating, if you follow. He was showing her, in quotes, kind of like saying he loved her, got her the occasional card, whatever, but he didn't follow through with these things where he was, watching fantasy football or creating his fantasy football team. I don't know too much about that, but he was doing things like that instead of taking the time to be a considerate roommate, really. We talk a lot about being roommates. A lot of my clients will say, oh, we're great roommates, but are you? So anyway, this book, This Is How Your Marriage Ends, I think is worth reading. If you hate it, which you might, because there's some annoyingly kind of annoying ways that he frames things. But I think it's worth a conversation between you and other people, your partner, other people, because there are things you might be able to find if you look around yourself and think about, like, what is it that my partner keeps telling me about the certain items or things we're doing in our life that I might be able to kind of like look at differently. So this is my Valentine's Day gift to you. This book, I don't know if it's in paperback. You can probably get it on Kindle. This is how your marriage ends. And I would contend this is how your sex life ends as well. Because when your partner doesn't feel trust in you, like you're there for them, it's not arousing. Like it's not like you want to get with somebody who kind of ignores your needs over and over again. That's all I got for today. I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I'm super excited to get on this Reddit subthread, Ask Me Anything, in a few minutes. I don't know how many minutes now. I've got like 15 minutes now. I don't know if I have time to go get coffee at Stewart's or not, maybe. But looking forward to seeing you there, and I'll talk with you next week. Hit me up if you have any questions or thoughts or concerns about this series of comments, my opinion here. Bye-bye.